The following is a presentation of KSL Sports. First and 12. A total roundup of this weekend's BYU football and the new look Big 12 Conference. First and 12 is sponsored by Macy's Grocery Store. Your hosts are Mitch Harper and Alex Keary on KSL News Radio and the KSL Sports Zone.
Matt Baiamonte filling in for Alex Keary this week. Joining me, Mitch Harper, every single week here, 10 a.m. to noon. First and 12. Appreciate all of you tuning into the show. If you miss any part of the program, you can listen to the replay 3 to 5 this afternoon on KSL News Radio. Also on podcast, too, on KSLSports.com. BYU head coach Kalani Sitake. He was pretty open. He's pretty honest, I must say, after the Cougars fell to Oklahoma 31-24. This was Kalani after the game.
Proud of the guys. Obviously that's not the outcome I was feeling, and even from before the game to the end, we felt like we had a shot at this, and probably said this way too many times, but we made too many mistakes, and came down to the wire to the end of it. So proud of the guys' fight. Really no moral victories, and we knew we can play with people. I'm glad that they were able to show it on the field. You know what I mean? So credit to Oklahoma. I think Coach Venables has done a great job with his team. They're resilient. They fight back from and then cause turnovers, and it's the stuff that I wish we could have done. And I like the way they won the game, with offense on victory. And so credit to them. And I don't know how it's looking with the Big 12 championship game, but it looks like they're in the mix. And so, we're in a situation now where our backs are against the wall, and if we want to extend this season, we got to win next week, and we have to do it on the road. Go to Oklahoma State and try to find a way. And proud of the guys. I think they'll keep working hard, and hopefully we can play our best game next week. But this one felt like this was missed opportunities from us, and to give Oklahoma credit, they were able to do some things and create turnovers and put us in some tough spots. But we just have to find ways, keep working. We're building something nice here, and part of the building process that we have to find a way to try to extend the season so we can utilize those practices to develop our players. So, just ready to take any of your guys' questions you guys have. So, yeah.
Target 17, you're running the ball well, you're down at the 2-yard line. Are you okay with that play call? Throw it in the end zone?
Yeah, play call is an RPO, which means run first, and you don't throw we went fast, so you don't throw the pass unless there's nobody covering him. And so I have to go look at it, but I don't think the receiver even thought the ball was going to go to him. This is one of those moments where you just got to hand the ball off. And I believe they had two guys out on coverage, and that's from our read is give the ball. So, yeah, that's that. It wasn't like a beast mode type of decision back in the day. This was a definite RPO call, which is run is first, and usually you only throw the ball if you have the numbers out there and open, and try to go fast to see if we can throw them off in coverage. And sometimes you can get a cheap one where guys aren't noticing the formation, see a receiver there in the slot. Credit to their guy, they made the play, and we made a mistake, and a costly one because you're about to go up by 7, instead you go down by 7, so there's a 14-point swing, which was horrible to go through, but the guys fought back, and we fought back from that moment and tried to and had our moments. But turnovers cost us. You cannot be careless with the football, whether it's fumbles or interceptions, and expect to beat teams. And in the turnover margin, we lost this one, and that's what it comes down to. And they were really costly. And Jay would tell me, and we'll say it over and over again, that we expect the defense to respond whenever we do that. That's why I go for it on fourth down quite a bit. I said, hey, listen, we're going to put the defense in a tough spot, but just be ready to go, and that's what we do. But we have to protect the football. We have to. Otherwise, the system does not work. I want to be aggressive with going it on fourth downs, but we can't find ways to. And if you're looking at the turnovers, they were just, I believe the one was just a mishandle with the ball, and then the other one was empty formation, which is third and short, and we just got to find a way to get the ball out. You know that there's pressure coming, and we have our hot routes and everything in place, and just didn't make the play, didn't execute. I had to see that one on film, but that's a tough one to put your defense in a tough spot although the defense is supposed to respond, it's just really hard to keep doing that to them over and over again.
What do you think of the preparation and the effort from this team to get ready for this?
Yeah, the effort's been great, guys. Listen, some of the games that we've had when we've been blown out, the majority of the guys have given them great effort. I think some of the issues and guys, I think it's easy to say, well, they didn't give effort in this game, and they gave effort in the other ones. The guys and the leaders are playing their butts off, and a lot of it is the mistakes that are making it. Sometimes when you're making mistakes and you're not going 100%, it just looks like you're lost out there. But the guys work hard. We demand effort from all of them. And you can usually overcome any of the mistakes that you have with your effort and your energy. And that we just weren't able to do that. And when you're going against really good teams, and you turn the ball over that many times and really, usually you get knocked out. And so I think I said it when the Texas game, the defense fought, gave us a chance, and that one phase was working for us. This one, I felt like all three phases were really starting to click. We're doing some really good things on all three phases. Our punt cover was a lot better. Our return game, I think Parker had a really good return, and then the next play we turned the ball over. So we're not building on the momentum that's already there, and it cost us. And I think offensively we saw some really good things, but the turnovers were such a downer. That's the thing we're going to keep going back on. And I don't care if quarterbacks or players think that we overemphasize that. It's like, take care of the stinking football, don't put it on the ground, and don't be careless with throwing the ball as well. So that ball does not belong to him. It belongs to the program, belongs to Cougar Nation. And that's obviously we're not doing a good enough job at emphasizing that.
Kalani, if Keaton is healthy next week, are you going to ride with him, or are you going to ride this thing out with Jake?
I think we'll see how Keaton made a huge improvement from last week to this week, and he had some really good practices this week. So I think going into next week, we'll have to evaluate that and see where he's at. I mean, it's Saturday right now, and Saturday, you guys got a whole day ahead of you guys. Wow. It's usually 2 in the morning when we're doing this. But, we will see how it looks on Monday. But I think that's been always the plan, is go with the best quarterback that gives us the best chance to win. And so we'll see. I'll talk to A-Rod, we'll talk to the quarterbacks. We'll see what that looks like early next week. And I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. But looking at Keaton's progress that he made from last week to this week, if he does the same type of progress, I feel really good about him being on the field too.
Why the timeout at the end of the game? It was like 2 minutes left. Was the clock going to run again? Or
Yeah, it was going to run, and then we're just desperate. We're just like, hey, are you sure you reviewed it? Could you find a different angle and try to, maybe there's a magical angle that shows up and his knee wasn't down and there was a fumble. I mean, I think we're just, there's nothing to lose there. And I wish I would have just called it earlier so they didn't have to break the formation, get out and set up the offense. And but we told that we were just going to do that, and I think that's why they looked at it extra carefully again. And the clock was going to be a running clock.
I know you said that you don't want moral victories, but you went blow for blow with a nationally ranked team for 60 minutes. Does that give you confidence heading into Oklahoma State next week with how you guys competed?
Well, I mean, when you moral victories, I mean, so you have to be proud of your effort and things that you did. But what I was proud of was the battle in the trenches. When it looked like in some of the other games we were maybe overmatched or we weren't in the right spot, and a lot of that had to do with bad technique. This one is like, I felt like the guys were fighting back and forth. It's not like we dominated them up front and they dominated us. It was a good back and forth. Unfortunately, they were able to grind the clock out and get the win at the end. I'd like to see our guys respond differently and try to find a way to get the ball back. But Oklahoma's a really good team, man. I know that Dylan wasn't able to come back and play, but they have good players all over the place in great depth, and that's what we're trying to build here. And so, I felt like their quarterback came in and he took care of the football. Looking at what he did, Jackson Arnold took care of the football and actually ran the ball pretty physically. So they put it on his shoulders to win the game, and even when they needed a first down, they were able to allow him to throw the ball. So credit to them for making the plays to win the game, and disappointing that we gave up so many turnovers that cost us a lot of points.
That was BYU head coach Kalani Sitake after the Cougars fall to 5-6 on the season, losing to Oklahoma 31-24. Taking a timeout on the other side, we'll get to the Big 12 featured game of the week here on First and 12, and it's powered by KSL Sports.